Well, we are starting on preparing the area that we're going to make our food forest. So this is the field that we had cleared at the beginning of 2024, and we've been kind of just sitting on it for a while, but we have a pretty exciting collaboration coming up here soon with a food forest nursery that is sending us some fruit trees. And so we need to get this area all prepared and ready for that. So I'll just do a quick layout here. We can see got a stake. All of these are about 25 feet apart. We have 5 going down this here and 3 going down that one. And it's approximately 25 feet away from the power line. We need to keep this area accessible, an easement for the power company. So what I started doing, and you guys saw at the beginning of the video, is just kind of clearing up this area here. A lot of roots and stuff like this that needs to eventually come out. So I thought I would take the landscape rake and kind of rake it down just to see what that did, with the goal of trying to smooth this out with a couple other, oh, there's a brick, a couple other attachments, because there's a lot of places where the trees were that was dug out by the excavator. So there's dips in the ground, and we want to smooth those out before we plant the trees. And we do plan on doing some sort of a swale system, because there's a pretty good slope down. It kind of slopes down this way, and we want to put in some sort of a swale system to capture water that runs down and then provide the water for the trees. So before I can really dig into this, no pun intended, and get this area ready for the planting of the trees, I think I need to tackle this big brush pile right here. So there's not only are there some trees and stuff that Katie had taken out, but most of this stuff that's in here is actually giant root balls. And I'm gonna see if I can effectively get those out of there and bring them down closer down to there, because we plan on doing a big giant burn pile down at the bottom down there. So that's what I'm gonna work on right now, is just seeing how much of this stuff I can move out of the way. And then, then we'll kind of go from there. I'm still learning the boundaries of this machine. At times it feels like it's gonna tip. I feel kind of uneasy on it at times, so I have to watch the dips. So I take it kind of slow, and it's even worse when I'm operating one-handed. I don't think I want to make too big of a burn pile yet, so I'm just gonna drop some stuff here first. I know the important thing is to keep my back, if I turn, make sure I turn uphill instead of downhill. So the back of the weight, or the weight, is going uphill instead of downhill, like I have shown right here. So I'm still a little uneasy in this tractor, but we'll get used to it. It's a pretty good incline right here. this area of the property. So I'm just going to take it slow. Bounce-ity bounce. We can't do a burn right here because we're too, actually I think I want to back up. We're too close to the power lines. Otherwise I would just burn that pile right there. But we can't do that, so we won't. So I extend the boom out to keep the branches away from my wheels so I don't get things stuck under the wheels and then it pulls the load off of the boom. I think I might redo this one here. Try to get some more of this debris in my forks. I really need to get a different camera set up here so I can operate with two hands at the same time. Having the boom out in the front really puts more of the weight up in the front. Going downhill, I'm not really liking that, but I need to keep those branches out from underneath my wheel. You can see down there. So again, just taking it slow. Big old dip right there. Whew. It's a little unsettling. Come on, get off of there. There we go. I got some branches stuck on it. Maybe I can slide it out by rubbing it up against the there we go. I did it. Alright. Bring that boom back in. I use this button here to bring that boom in. Lower my center of gravity and then turn uphill. Ooh, that's a big steep climb. So you can see some of the work I did already with the landscape rake. I just raked some of this material. It did a pretty decent job. I think what I'm going to do next is take my box blade and really scrape it down and see if I can get it leveled out a little bit, or smoothed out, not level. That's a pretty good load right there. Don't drop that. This stuff is just going to go up in flames. This stuff is dry. I've been placing all of the stumps, root balls here. My thought is once we get the fire nice and hot, lots of coals, and these things can be picked up and dropped on top of the coals. So I'm going to set them out here in the sun to dry, even more so than they have been. They've been stuck in a giant mound of dirt, basically. Don't really know where the things are buried in here, so I just kind of dig around. So I'll get my forks down, I'll extend them out a little bit, I'll go forward, and then I feel like I hit something right there. So let's see if I can get something there. Go back down. I got a stump right there. I'm going to turn up the power. So I just put on 2 hydraulic pumps, turn up the throttle right here. Now I'll have more lifting power. Yep, there's a stump right there. trying to do all this with one hand. I'm used to steering with my left and operating the boom with my right. It's really hard to try to keep you guys in view. Let's see if that got it. Nope, I missed it. Oh, doing a bad job trying to do this and you guys so you guys can see. Oh, I should throw it out. Let's see if we can just line this thing up, go forward, bring it down. Still missed it. Hasn't always been this completely inefficient. There we go, that'll work. There we go, that'll work. All right, now back out of here. Turn my pump down to just one hydraulic pump. I don't need all that power right now to move. It makes me move too fast. And I get a little uneasy. I think if we keep this tractor, I think one of the things I want to do is get some wheel spacers to get the wheels further out from the body. I think that would help with some of this feeling of instability. It's just such a narrow wheelbase, side to side, width-wise, that it feels, it just moves back and forth so much. All right, let's just go and dump it down right here. Extend the boom, lower it. Come on. There we go. There we go, that'll work. All right, not too bad for about an hour, hour and a half worth of work. Got myself a little lane right here. As soon as I clear out that little bit of debris, we weren't able to get around this before. So still lots and lots and lots of stumps in here. But as I get more and more comfortable with the Avant, it becomes a little bit easier. Lots of cleanup to do still, but I was able to get quite a few of the stumps down here. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 stumps so far. So this is going to be a heck of a burn. Huge pile right here. This is going to go up quick. It's been here for over a year. Here, let's go up on this mound and take a look. So, large pile. There's a big pit, huge pit that all of this dirt came from. And the goal is to shove all the burn into the pit, and then just keep adding stuff onto the pile and just burn it, burn it, burn it. But gotta wait for a good burn day because it's still pretty darn dry out here. So, not too bad for a little bit of work. Gonna keep at it, but for now, I'm hungry and need to take a little bit of a break. So, I'll probably be back at it tomorrow. So that is some of the most rewarding work, just seeing the progression of this area, just going over it with the box blade and smoothing out some of those bumps. It's not perfect yet by any means, but it's way better than it was. I can just tell by when I'm driving over with the tractor how much the tractor moves side to side. So I now have the rake hooked up to the tractor, so I'm gonna go ahead and start dragging this area with the rake there and try to get a lot of this debris into piles and then move it down to the burn pile that we're eventually gonna burn. But yeah, it's coming along quite nicely. And then I guess I'll see what the next step is after that, depending on how it looks after I rake it. So. Day number 3 on the field work here. Now, my plan, now that I have it pretty smooth, raked up, majority of the debris is raked up, I now want to try to use this tiller, and I just got it attached to the tractor. First time doing that, but I don't know how to get this PTO attachment on it right here. Doesn't seem to be long enough, so I need to kind of figure that out. And then I also don't know how to operate the PTO on this, so I'll be reading the manual, trying to figure that out. So that'll be kind of fun, but it's kind of where I'm at right now. So I'm gonna try to figure out how to get this thing attached, how to operate the PTO, and then we'll give this tiller its maiden voyage here on the Kraemer homestead. And I'm hoping that that'll really smooth this out pretty nicely. I can do one more rake and then on to measuring or figuring out the contour of the property or of the field here, so I can figure out where my swales are gonna go. Okay, I figured it out. I got it attached. It turned out that the PTO shaft slides forward a little bit with some force. So let's give this a try. Get my seatbelt on. I always put my seatbelt on. And figured out that that's the PTO lever right there. So we're going to take it slow. probably raise it up too much. I might hit the hitch. Let's have to remember that. So let's get into position. Let's start this way first. Paying attention mostly to what I'm doing, so if my camera work sucks, I apologize. I do have some time lapse going, so at minimum you'll get that. Okay, PTO is engaged. I'm going to lower it to the ground. So PTO is engaged. There we go. I don't move. Okay, so raise me up. I'm going to go in a different mode here. Slower. There we go. I feel like I'm going too fast. That's the mode I wanted. Lower it a little bit. There we go. I'm on Tuesday. Let's go back to where I was. There we go. Try to find my happy spot with speed. the idea here.
Do I need to repeat everything I just said?
What did you just say?
I said it looks good. I said I can't believe how well that works, and I never would have anticipated us having this nice soil up here. It's just always been hard clay, so when I walked through it, I was shocked that I like went down a good 1 to 2 inches into the soil, and it's so soft. Yeah, it's awesome.
That thing works well.
Yeah, I really just anticipated, like, I mean, this is the ground, right? This is what you didn't touch. So I didn't expect it to be this nice. That's great.
Yeah, and it's smooth. Like it doesn't bump back and forth with the tractor anymore. There's a few little spots, but for the most part,
it's been filled in really good.
It's really nice. Yeah, there's still a little bit more work to do to get it even better. But
yeah,
I heard a clanking sound, and I dropped a pin right there, and it was in this last track. So I'm going to use this guy, see if I can. He was about over here. This is a magnet. Katie, you have pretty good eyes. You can usually spot them.
Yeah, but it's very possible it got buried.
Exactly.
Back again. You think it was like from here?
Yeah, it was in this last track.
But you think it was not further down?
Not much further down, no. And then there were a couple other weird things that we saw. I didn't find the pin, but I'm going to show you guys some other things we saw. This is the second one of these. It's a little PVC pipe that was in the ground. There's a bunch in the ground over there. Must have been like an irrigation type thing. Or not irrigation, but like a way to bring water to the seedlings or something. And then over here somewhere, it's a big old thing of glass. So I was hoping to find that. Yeah, here we go. Big old chunk of big, thick, fat glass. Not cut my hands here. There's another one right there. Big old piece of glass. But look at that. Doesn't that look nice? What do you puppies think, huh? What do you think of this field? I think it looks awesome. All right, so that is, I think that's it for this portion of, that's it for this video. There's going to be a part 2. This turned out quite nice. You get him, Kinsley. You get him. You get Levi. You get him. You get him. You get him. It turned out quite nice. It's definitely a lot smoother than it was. My tractor beforehand would drive like that, and now it's driving like this. So there's still a couple more things I'm going to do to it. Off camera, I'm going to take the rake one more time because there's lots of chunks of rocks like this, big pieces of rock that I want to get pulled up. There's a couple, you know, just some things that came up after doing the tiller. So one more pass of the rake, get all that stuff up, maybe 2 passes. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the cuddle packer and pack it all down so it's not just fluffy soil like this or fluffy dirt, because this will just run off in any heavy rain. So anyway, that's going to be on episode number 2, which is going to be the next one. And I'll put a link to that when it comes out into the comments and in the description. But man, what a huge difference this is now. And like I mentioned, all of this work is because this is where we're going to be planting our food forest, and we have some fruit trees coming in a little less than a week, or at least they ship in less than a week. So need to get ready while we can. Yeah, it's been a really fun project. What do you think, buddy? You like this new dirt? You like the new dirt? It's been a really fun project. I'm getting to know the tractor, both tractors, a lot better. And I'm really enjoying that John Deere. It's fun to drive. So, okay, part 2 is coming up. Link down below when it comes out. Appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you in the next one.